organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
On this edition of Daily Iowan TV, Home for the Holidays, learn how this might not be the case for everyone in Iowa City.
And 'tis the season of giving. See who shines brightest during this holiday season.
And in sports, both the men's and women's basketball teams get ready for the newest installment of the Cyhawk series.
That's all coming up next.
This is Daily Iowan TV.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Good evening and welcome, everyone. I'm Rebecca Swives.
And I'm Jacob Esser. With the temperatures dropping and the snow on the ground, students tend to choose not to go to class as often as they should.
That's right, Jake. And you know, staying inside and keeping warm is the easy way out. But what about those people whose homes are not indoors? Jordan Mickle has a story.
It's wintertime in Iowa City, and everyone is feeling it. With temperatures in extremely low digits, students are having a struggle dealing with the weather on their way to class.
As you can see from the snow pile behind me, the snow is piling up. And it's been so cold at the Iowa versus Michigan home game, it was ranked as one of the coldest in Kinnick's history.
While the weather is only a temporary problem for students as they focus on finals, for those that are homeless, it's an ongoing obstacle. I spoke to Mike, a homeless man here in Iowa City, and while he did not want to appear on camera, he told me the cold weather has been extremely difficult for him and his wife during this winter season.
The cold, yeah, it makes it a lot harder to, get by.
Mike is currently still waiting on his Social Security for his disabilities during his time in the military, and while he waits, he is left wondering how long the cold weather will last.
I can't work, so what am I supposed to do to live? You cannot survive in this society without money. If you don't have money, there's nothing. Usually we're sleeping under a bridge. So yeah, the cold makes it a lot worse. There's programs and stuff, but it's not enough. It's just not enough.
With these freezing cold temperatures, those that are homeless are doing anything they can to make sure that they're still alive and make it through the night. Here's an example of one of their signs. Please help me get home. Anything helps, and thank you. Since it is the giving season, if you have an extra few dollars to spare to someone, I am sure it'll impact their life. This is Jordan Mickle, Daily Iowan TV.
And now for a hot topic in Iowa City. For the past few years has been the issue of homeless people in the Ped Mall area downtown. Many of these people claim that their condition is due to unemployment. However, over the past year, Iowa has seen a decrease in the percentage of people unemployed. In a 7-way tie for 23rd, Iowa has gone from 5.1% to 4.6% from 2012. A Ped Mall ordinance has been in place since September, banning certain activities from happening in the area.
Police found a variety of drugs in a man's vehicle during a traffic stop early Wednesday morning. 23-year-old Tyler Stewart was arrested for drunk driving, but later found guilty of having 16 grams of marijuana and 46 pills of MDMA, known as ecstasy.
Johnson County Board of Supervisors met Tuesday to discuss certain priorities for 2014. The big topic was whether or not to legalize marijuana. A large majority of the supervisors are in favor of production because of the economic benefits for producers across the nation. Opposing sides are hesitant to legalize marijuana entirely. The topic has yet to come to a conclusion.
And if you're looking for a beautiful light show to get you in the Christmas spirit, Coralville has the perfect view for you. The residents from the Coralville halfway house, called the Hope House, have volunteered for the past few years to hang lights on the strip as one of their forms of community service. They also volunteer with many local events around the surrounding cities, such as Fry Fest and Oktoberfest.
Community service, we try to make it a good time, but it's also a time for them to give back. They committed a wrong. Community service is to make it right. They know that, yeah, they have to, pick up trash, but they are able to have fun.
The residents have already given about 10,000 volunteer hours to their time to the community.
Stick around. Coming up later in the show,
I'm breaking down the perfect plan for this holiday weekend.
And later in sports, hear what some Hawkeye football players have to say about this year's bowl game.
and now we'll hand it over to our own Tiara Simpson with your weather forecast. Tiara?
Well, not exactly a heat wave, but we will see some temperatures we haven't seen in the last several days. Tomorrow morning, we'll start with a chilling 7 degrees. Moving into the afternoon, that temperature will rise to 22 with partly cloudy skies. Those clouds will continue on into the evening when the temperature should dip to 17 degrees. Looking ahead in the rest of the forecast, Friday will be 31 degrees and mostly cloudy. Those clouds will continue into Saturday when we will see temps in the high 20s, but the low will be 5 degrees. By Sunday, those clouds should clear up with temps in the low 20s. On Monday and Tuesday, we should see things warm up a bit and temperatures in the low 30s. Well, that's all I have for your weather. These temperatures look like they'll be sticking around a little bit longer. Jake and Rebecca, back to you.
Want a major that'll take you somewhere?
I joined and now I'm working in public relations for diabetes research.
SJC. Now for some news beyond Iowa. The Food and Drug Administration is considering banning certain antibiotics given to animals processed for meat. Producers give these meds to their animals to ensure they stay healthy. The FDA hopes to limit antibiotic-resistant diseases for humans who consume these meat products.
Time Magazine's Person of the Year is Pope Francis. Selected early Wednesday morning, the new leader of the Catholic Church has made major changes from the 2,000-year-old institution. Pope Francis beat out internationally known Edward Snowden, who leaked government files for the spot.
Now let's check out what's buzzing with Alyssa Bergamini in our Wednesday segment, Hawkeye Buzz. Alyssa?
Hey there, guys, and welcome back to Hawkeye Buzz. I'm your host, Alyssa Bergamini. So much to do during the holiday season, and I have the perfect plan for you all. Let's start with Wednesday night. Come and share your Hawkeye spirit with everybody's favorite mascot, Herky the Hawk. Dress up in your Iowa team, and you can even have your picture taken with Santa. The event will be held at Coral Ridge Mall from 6 to 8 p.m. While they're the hottest band of 2013, and this Thursday you can see them perform right here on campus. Well, in a film that is. One Direction, This Is Us is an all-access feature film that gives us a behind-the-scenes look at the famous boy band. Sit back and relax at the Iowa Theater in the IMU at 8 and 11 p.m. And finally, moving along to Friday, brave the cold by ringing in the season with the annual Collegium Tubumn performance, which will take place on the historical steps of the UI's Old Capitol Museum. The event runs from 12:30 to 1 p.m. Well, that wraps up your latest edition of Hawkeye Buzz. Stay warm this weekend, and guys, back to you two.
Thanks for that, Alyssa. And Rebecca, if I'm right, you love One Direction.
I love One Direction, so I think with finals coming up, maybe a good distraction. Go see the movie.
She loves One Direction. And now we're going to toss it over to our own Cody Goodwin in the sports studio. Cody?
Thanks, guys. Welcome to your Hump Day edition of the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. And while the temperature outside is dropping, things are just beginning to heat up on the hardwood. Both the men's and women's basketball teams are off to a blazing 10-1 start and are ranked in the top 25 as they both prepare for the next installment of the Cy-Hawk series against the unbeaten 17th-ranked Cyclones. Currently riding a 6-game winning streak, Melissa Dixon and the 21st-ranked Hawks will take the stage first with tip-off slated for 7 p.m. tomorrow night at Hilton Coliseum. Iowa is currently 2-1 against ranked opponents, earning an overtime win over Dayton and a come-from-behind victory over Syracuse. Dixon has led the way with 40 points on 11 for 22 shooting, 9 of 9 from the line, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. Fran McCaffrey's squad is also off to a 10-1 start as they prepare for Friday's matchup with the Cyclones, following a tough overtime loss with the now number 10 Villanova in the Battle for Atlantis Championship. The Hawks have rattled off 3 straight victories and stand 23rd in the country. Our own Chelsea Brown has more on how the depth of the Hawkeyes bench benefits the team going forward. Chelsea?
It's not surprising Iowa has won 10 of their first 11 games of the season and holds the number 23 spot on the charts due to the depth caliber of this team. No team will be sizing up the Hawks in any matchup with the height the players bring off the bench. The tallest player being Woodbury at 7'1" and the shortest at 6'1", with Giselle, Clemens, and Denning all tied, gives Iowa a significant advantage. Not to mention the possibility of any man being under the hoop stands tall at 5'9". When comparing Iowa to other Big Ten teams, the upcoming matchups against the top 2 Big Ten teams being Ohio State and Wisconsin, who both average a height of 6'4.5", comparing to Iowa's height average coming in at 6'8". But even with the height advantage, the talent falls closely behind. Another aspect Fran McCaffrey's team brings to the court this year is if he doesn't like how the 5 players on the court are doing, then he can reach to his bench and bring out 5 more. In the game against Fairleigh Dickinson, Olashini, Uthoff, and Basabe all 3 finished with double-doubles in points and rebounds. This is something that has not happened at Iowa since 1993, and the only starter was Basabe. The game ended in a blowout of 92-59, but 51 of the 92 points came from players who did not start.
Yeah, the bench has been great. We got the break going. We threw it ahead. We really attacked their 3-4 foot pressure and with great success.
This is the type of production off the bench that will come in handy for this Friday's matchup against Iowa State and help Iowa perform for the rest of the season. Chelsea Brown, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Thanks, Chelsea. Now we move from the court to the gridiron, where members of the Hawkeye football team sat down to talk about this season's turnaround and their Outback Bowl bid. After a disappointing 4-8 2012 season, the Black and Gold reversed their fortunes in 2013, going 8-4, all 4 losses to teams who finished in the top 25. Finishing second in the Legends Division and appearing on a New Year's Day bowl game against LSU.
You always hear about that. You want to play on New Year's Day, and yeah, it's great to be there this year in a very good bowl, and obviously playing a very good team in LSU. So it'll be fun out there, and it's very prestigious, and we're honored to be playing in a game like this.
Yeah, January 1st bowl games are huge. It's next thing bigger than BCS. It's the next thing. So we're just honored to be here. We worked hard in our off season from our 4-8 season and turned it around. So I think that we deserve what we got, and our record speaks for itself.
It's a great challenge to play a SEC team. They have a history of having great teams, and right now over the past years, they kind of been in the front. So it's a good challenge for us, especially Big Ten, hard-nosed football league. And we just want to go show that we can play with those guys too as well. So it'll be a great challenge.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. You always growing up, you always want to play in the SEC, but I got invited to the Big Ten, and I ain't looking back since.
And unfortunately, that's all the time we have for you guys today, but be sure to tune in tomorrow as we get you ready for the weekend ahead in Hawkeye sports. For now, Jacob and Rebecca, back to you guys at the desk right after this.
We're bigger, we're deeper, and we're more experienced than we've ever been.
But here's White, ducks it through. Cummins gets the step on the drive, score, and a foul. With the play made to Aaron White.
Thanks, Cody. Now, as the semester ends, many students are preparing for graduation and looking for future jobs.
Yes, Rebecca, and a job interview can make or break it if you get the job or not. Our own Morgan Boosker takes a look at the importance of your appearance.
In the classroom, we're used to seeing oversized sweatshirts, skin-tight leggings, and a popular pair of Sperry's. But don't let this fashion faux pas keep you from landing your next job. Professionals Kelly Stuber and Angie McKee gave me an insight on how to dress for success.
I always would err on the side of overdressing in terms of wearing a suit if you're not sure versus not.
Now for women, a pantsuit or a skirt suit, and make sure that you're paying attention to your hemlines, that it's not too short. This isn't the time for short skirts. This is the time for conservative knee-length skirts, things like that.
For men, it's all about the suit, including a jacket, shirt, and of course, a tie. But while a dress shirt from Austin Berg might not be in a recent graduate's price range,
you can get these things even if you need to go to a secondhand store or a Target or a JCPenney's, things like that. They don't have to be the most expensive ones out there because they're expensive.
After hearing from Angie and Kelly, I think I'm ready for an interview. Morgan Bisker, Daily Iowan TV.
Thanks for those tips, Morgan. I guess I'll have to definitely try and use those.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's your most current edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night and stay warm.